Hi, not so many countries allow foreign nationals coming to their country to search for a job, but this trend is catching up on some countries in Europe like Germany, Austria, and Sweden. These countries have a similar job seeker visa, which means you can come into their country to look for a job in your work area. However, you cannot settle on this visa type once you finish searching for a job and you get one. You just have to switch to a work visa, which allows you to live, work, and settle in these respective countries. So, last year in October 2022, Portugal also launched their job seeker visa, but just opened up for application this year 2023. In this video, I will cover everything that you need to know on the application process for Portugal job seeker visa. In the end, I will give you a demo on how to fill the form and then some job sites that you need to check for jobs in your own job area. And so make sure you watch this video to the very end. I would like to formally say that I am not a licensed immigration consultant. Everything I share here on this channel is a consequence of few of my experiences from friends, colleagues, and some from my research. And I will always put links to all that I share in this channel so that you watching can go and make your own further research before you make your application to any opportunity I share. Thank you very much for your understanding. Hello everyone, my name is Emanuela. If you're new here, welcome to this channel, and for returning subscribers, I say a big welcome back to you. Thank you very much for all your support. I appreciate you. Now let's get started with the video. Agenda number 1, why was Portugal job seeker visa introduced? This job seeker visa was introduced in Portugal to cover the labor shortage in Portugal, and this visa is valid for 120 days, and it can also be extended for 60 days when the candidate has not gotten a job contract within the first 120 days. Then the person can be given an extension of 60 days. On this visa type, you can look for job opportunities in Portugal only, not look for jobs in other Schengen countries. So it will not be possible to travel abroad during the initial 120 days or during the extension period, which is 60 days, if an extension is actually granted to the applicant or to the candidate. If you're unable to get a job within the speculated time or the time that was given to you, you would have to return back to your home country. Then you can only reapply for this job seeker visa type after 1 year. Agenda number 2, what are the eligibility criteria and other important details? First, the good news is that there is no eligibility criteria mentioned, which means that everyone can apply for this visa type irrespective of their degree and job experience. More so, this visa can only be approved if the person has not obtained any entry restrictions into Portugal or any other member state of the European Union. Agenda number 3, what you cannot do on this visa type. You cannot invite family on this job seeker visa to Portugal, but you can only invite them on the family reunification once you get a job and a residence permit in Portugal. Agenda number 4, list of documents needed to apply for this job seeker visa in Portugal. The first one is that you need to firstly fill out a form called a proof of presentation of a declaration of expression of interest for employment in the IEFP, which is the Portuguese Job Board for Employment. So please note that this is the first stage and the form to fill and submit before you fill the job seeker visa is going to be found on the job site. I'm going to show you. The second thing you need to have and show is a travel passport. All right, that's your international passport, your travel passport, which should be valid for 3 months after the estimated proposed date of return to your home country. And then you also need to show photocopies of the data page of your travel passport. The third thing to show is 2 recent photos that has to be in good condition. The next thing to show is a proof of regular situation in case of residence in a country other than your home country of current nationality. Now, let's take, for example, say that you're in Nigerian, you're living in Togo or Ghana. Then you need to show an evidence of your living or of your stay in Togo or in Ghana by valid visa or show of residence permit in that country. Next, you need to fill out an online form, sign it from the official website. Next, you need to show a request for criminal record inquiry valid by the Immigration and Border Services of your home country. The next is that you need a criminal record or a criminal certificate. That is what people call the police character. It has to be issued by the authority of your resident country over a year and translates the documents in the Portuguese language. It also has to be authenticated or legalized by the Portuguese consular in your home country. Next is you need to show a valid travel insurance covering necessary medical expenses, including urgent medical assistance and possible repatriation. Next is you need to show transport documents. That means you need to show round-trip flight reservation showing the date of departure and the date of return to your home country. Next is that you need to show proof of payment for this job seeker visa in Portugal, which is 90 euros, which has to be done online. Now, the next thing to show is your proof of financial resources equivalent to at least sum of 3 guaranteed monthly minimum salary of 2,115 euros. It is calculated as 705 euros, which is the minimum wage in Portugal, multiplied or times by 3 months, which gives you 2,115 euros in total. Also know that you need to show more to actually try to get this job seeker visa to Portugal. However, if you already have friends and family in Portugal who can take care of your food, that's your feeding, your accommodation, and any other expenses, you can submit a letter from them, upload it from the government website or on the government website. This document is called Term of Responsibilities with recognized signature from them. Also to note that they also have to show a proof that they are financially sound to support you by showing evidence of a minimum monthly salary of 705 euros in their own account statement for at least 3 months. Agenda number 5, how do you fill this job seeker visa form and other form inclusive, and then some job sites. So let's have a demo on all of this.
This is the official website of the Portuguese consular, where you have to apply, make your application. So if you look at this page, there are different information that you need, all the details that I've been sharing in the beginning of this video. All right, and then you read through for your own consumption to better understand. And then there are some hyperlinks that you have to click and find out what forms they're in. So like I said in the beginning of the video, you have one hyperlink here. You have another one. The first one is your visa application form, but that's not the one to first of all fill. The second one here is a request for criminal record by Immigration and Border Services. You have to download that form and also get it filled. The next other form there is Term of Responsibility Recognized Signature. That's when you have somebody in Portugal that is ready to sponsor you with their financial details. All right. And the other form here is where you have Declaration of Expression of Interest, which I said is supposed to be the first form for you to fill. So let's click on it and find out what is there. So when you click on it, you have this page. All right. So bear in mind that this is not what the page that you're to fill, all right? Because of course, it doesn't even look like a form, all right? So you click here, English, it's already in English, and come here, you have formularios.iefp.pt/index and PHP and the rest of them. So that is the form, that is where you have to click and see the first form to fill, which is the form for Declaration of Expression of Interest for Employment. So let's click on that and then let's see what the form looks like. All right, people. So this is what the first form looks like. Job search visa application says declaration of expression of interest for IEFP registration. So that is where you have to fill your first name here, your surname here. You also have to fill your date of birth here. All right. The format is year, month, and date. Number of passport. That's your travel passport. What's the number there? The emission date. You have to answer that question. Validity date. Nationality. What country are you from? Current you also have to choose one of these: country of residence, your email, your school, the school you attended, the areas in which you have worked or have professional experience in. You have to select. It says please select at most 5 areas that you feel that you have work experience in. So we have architects, biologists, industrial, civil mechanical, experts in finance, physicians, doctors and specialists, nurses, pharmaceuticals, health professionals, veterinaries, teachers, education assistants, telecommunication. From sure that at this session you must click about 5 positions or professional areas where you have worked and where you have expertise. All right, professional areas in which you are looking for a job now is the second area to look at. So which area do you want to go and work? All right, it says select at most 3. So that's giving us a lot of options. So if you don't find job in this area, you're going to find job in another area. All right. For some, you can also recollect that what you studied in school, for example, might be accounting, but you might also be good in making hair. So you can just select accounting and also go to handiwork and also click that as well. So you can be a teacher and also be a health assistant. You can be an education assistant, also be good in IT and all of that. Just this area is 3 where you are going to look for jobs. So if you don't find job in one area, you will find job in your other area. And then the other aspect of this form is choose years of professional experience. How many years have you gotten your experience? If you click it, you have 0 to 1 year, 2 to 3 years, 4 to 5 years, 6 to 9 years, 10 plus. Then you have to click on what languages you have proficiency in. You have Portuguese, English, French, Spanish, and then if your language is not mentioned, you can click in this box here and type the language. It now says contact language. When they contact you, what language should they speak to you? All right, if you click on it, you have Portuguese, English, or French. So it means that this Portuguese, English, French, all right, those are the 3 predominant languages you find in Portugal, which is very, very interesting to know, guys. All right, and then when you're done, you have declaration of commitment. So it says, please select 2 answers, and then you click here, submit. And that is the end of the first form to fill, guys. That's the end of the first form. All right, so the second form I'll advise that we fill is the request for criminal record inquiry by the Immigration and Border Service, not applicable to minors under the age of 16. So the form looks like. I click on it, and then let us see. So guys, this is the form, all right, and Declaración de Autorización. All right, if you look at it and you don't understand Portuguese, I bet you that you'll not be able to know what to fill. So what I did was to highlight everything this way, and then you copy. After copying it, and then I open Google Translator, and then I paste the word here. So the Declaración de Autorización, it says authorization statement. That means that's where to put your name. Fill all that. So because it's in English, I now have the great understanding of what to fill right there on the form. So I then go back to the form and start filling. You know that in this one, it's your name and then the rest of them. So I go there, I click on the form, a term of responsibility, I click on it. Yes, so this is the form to actually fill as well. So if you don't understand, you go ahead and still highlight the same way I did for the previous form and put it on Google Translator so that you know, the person will know where to fill up the form. Look at the national visa application field. That's now the job seeker visa form in Portugal. Let's look at it. That's the first thing there. All right, so this is actually in English language. Say Portugal application for national visa, residence and temporary stay. So your photo is going to be here. They say this application form is free and blah, 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 blah. And that's what they said here. All right, says your surname, your name of birth, you fill it here, and then you start typing and submit. Okay, by the time you have to download it, after downloading it, you fill it up, fill all your name, if you're female, civil status, residence in the country, name of your country, email address, surname, telephone number of company or organization that you're going to meet. Like I advised earlier, you try to actually look up jobs in Portugal, contact companies, ask them to actually schedule an interview for you, especially upon the fact that you have submitted your resume and they give you a feedback, a positive feedback. You can put their names there. And in the end, what you're going to do is to write the place, date, sign. All right, you sign, and then you're going to send this form back to them as well. All right, guys. So another thing I missed after clicking on expression of interest, it's another form you can fill online. So let's click on expression of interest. This, you have different forms there. There's somewhere you have to say, after submitting the form, you receive the declaration by email and you can apply for the job search visa online. So the first one I shared was the one you can just fill the form manually and submit. Now, if you want to fill the visa form online, this is where to click. So the first place I clicked was the expression of interest, and it brought me to this place. And then you click on online. Change the language to English because it was showing in Portuguese. And then you start filling. All right, and you begin the session. All right, so another thing you can find there is after submitting, you can also you have to receive a declaration by email, and then you can apply for the job search visa, that is the job seeker visa. So you can apply by online or from your nearest Portuguese consulate upon prior appointment. Okay, so you can apply, probably you've finished checking for your job, and then you've gotten a link where you're going to meet with the organization in Portugal. Then before you can then apply officially for job seeker visa. So go and click on nearest Portuguese consulate in your home country. So it brings out this page. It's in Portuguese. I changed it to English language. So you see here by this side, you have Africa, America, Asia, Europe. So I can click on Africa, and it brings you the whole country that where you have Portuguese consulate. So I just go here and click Nigeria, for example. You can click on your own country. All right. The first job site I like to share is called SITEL, SITEL, jobs.sitel.com/Portugal, because the site also gives jobs by other locations. So it brings me this page here. So you have jobs in Lisbon, you have jobs in Porto. Let's look at them one after the other. I click on jobs in Lisbon. You have about how many of them at the moment? They said it comes in months. You have real-time analysis for Airbnb, you have human resources, you have the Hungarian customer advisor. So if you're a French person, you can also be their customer care service. You also have French nurses. You have a workforce scheduler for Airbnb, Polish customer advisor. For example, I can click on, let's see the one we can click on. So here is in French. You can just click the English part and it starts reading. Customer advisor in French and English, tourism sector in Portugal. So you read about the job. This was posted on 21st February 2023. All right, read the job summary. To be successful in this role, you need native level or proficiency in French C2 and English at least B2. So it says we give our people the tools and freedom to learn, grow, have fun by themselves and all that. It says moving assistance. So they're going to reimburse you should in case you're traveling overseas to Portugal for those jobs. All right. And 360. So they're going to reimburse 200 euros on your plane ticket and 360 euros per month for your rent. All right, guys, this is wonderful. Competitive salaries and stability, private health and dental insurance after 6 months of employment. All details are here. So if you're interested in this kind of job, just read through all of that and then you can apply. Click on apply, for example. If I'm interested in this job, I click on apply. Okay, so while I click on apply, it says start applying via LinkedIn. So if you have a LinkedIn account, which I usually advise that you have, so that you put all your portfolio there, your CV and all of that, you put it there, or you can just apply directly to the company. So if applying directly to the company, it brings you to this page and you start filling all your details here. But I usually advise that you have your LinkedIn. Next company I'd like to link us to is Manpower. Yes, I usually share this site to other countries that I've mentioned. But here you type Manpower/Portugal. Manpower Group/Portugal, or .pt rather. Job offers Manpower. So you click on job offers Manpower. You see all the jobs that they have there. They have jobs for languages, logistics and transport, agriculture, retail. Health has about the highest number of vacancies. And another site I'd like to link you up to is Accenture. Accenture, you click on it/Portugal jobs and click on one of them and you start seeing the job description that you're interested in. That is about the job site and many other job sites that I find on my way. I'll put the links up in the description box of this video so that you can make due research at your own free time.
So before we wrap up this video, I would like to say that you make the most of this opportunity to migrate to Portugal. Learn new skill if you have to get adequate experience on it. Just landing on a job seeker visa without doing any research about the job market in Portugal will not do you any good. Do your job search first online from your home country, then initiate discussions with prospective job recruiters in your field or hiring managers in Portugal. Then, once you see some positive response from them, you can then apply for job seeker visa in Portugal. And so while applying for the job seeker visa, you can also show a proof of your scheduled interview with prospective recruiters in Portugal, or also show interview scheduled timeouts with some companies in Portugal. And then as someone who is coming to Portugal to look for a job, you need to show experience in the area that you want to look for a job by your educational background, your certifications, your trainings, your job reference letters, recommendations from past employers who can access to your skills and your experience. Therefore, you need to have a good profile which is competitive when compared with other applicants, because a lot of people will be applying for this job seeker visa in Portugal. Also note that there are great opportunities in the IT sector, hospitality, and then construction sector in Portugal. So try to focus and put your profile right. Like this video, share to many people, subscribe if you're new here. I appreciate you. Thank you very much for already doing that. Good luck to everyone who's planning to apply for Portugal job seeker visa. Thanks for watching till the very end, and then I wish you the very best. Keep learning.